Hey, my name is Ben. Thanks for stopping by. Today I'm working on my 2006 Ford Mustang, although I know this affects a bunch of different years of Mustangs, but I didn't find a whole lot of information when looking around trying to figure out the issue. And that is that we had water sloshing back and forth in this panel right here. Like literally when you come to a stop at a stop sign, you could hear like a whoosh whoosh sound. You can see water right down in there. So I'm guessing basically water is supposed to drain out right down there, and for some reason it's not draining. Oh, I can see water actually right here, moisture. Maybe that's unrelated. Now this actually started like a year ago, and I didn't figure it out before winter, so in all probability I had a bunch of ice frozen down in that panel, which probably wasn't good for it. But I finally am digging into it here now. When I was having this issue last year, I thought that it was related to the cowl up underneath where these plastic pieces are right here. And we actually went ahead and cleaned out that drain. So I'll link to that video right here so you guys can check that out. But when that didn't do the trick, I knew that we had to keep investigating. So that's what this video is going to be today, showing you guys how to fix the problem of having water sloshing around in the quarter panels of your Mustang. What I found is that basically I think there's like some little pieces of foam in that bottom edge down there. I don't know if they're acting as a filter to keep like dirt from coming up from when you're driving, but they also should allow the water to drain through it. So we started by just kind of poking and prodding at it and sticking my arm down into here, and I actually made a little bit of progress by using this little fiberglass arrow here and kind of poking down into that fender, or that well, whatever you want to call it. And it was dripping a little bit faster. But I observed on this side that by running the garden hose down in here, the water ran out pretty fast, and so it wasn't an issue on this side. So I don't know why it's more of an issue on that side. The one other video that I did see about it, it was on the passenger side as well. So what we found is that in order to get this thing to drain out, I finally went and got the power washer out, and I'll show you exactly where this goes down in here. I just stuck it down right here on the outside of the window that's in this area, just like this. And you put that down in there as far as you can, pretty much, maybe back a little bit. So the end of the nozzle is probably somewhere right in here. And we're just going to basically spray back and forth in this bottom edge right there. As soon as we did that, a ton of material was released. You can see not all of the dirt that's down here came out of it, but all the blackish colored stuff is like leaves and sticks and just various debris that I think collects on the top of this and makes its way down behind the vinyl top, and ultimately is plugging up those little foam chunks there. So I actually have footage of power washing that for the first time and getting it to work, so let's go check out that footage right now. Oh yeah, wow, that helps a lot. Look at this. Look at that. That fixed it, just like that. Wow. Wow. All right, I'm gonna let her drain down and then we'll do that a couple more times. So as you can see, that took care of the problem and the water is now flowing out perfectly fine. But what I want to do is do the same thing on the opposite side as a preventative measure. So let's go ahead and do that, and I'll let you guys observe. I definitely need to clean my car, but we live on gravel roads, so it's always a constant battle keeping stuff clean. We'll give it another spray here on this side just for good measure. Good. Same thing, we're going to go down the outside of the window. Oh man. There was a lot of leaves and junk that blew up when I did that, and you can see why it really, over time, could become plugged up. And it probably is more for cars that aren't garaged, and sadly this is one of those Mustangs that doesn't have a garage to live in for most of the time. I think I'm gonna run a little bit more water in each side with the garden hose and just make sure it's rinsed out really good. But that's pretty much all we needed to do in order to fix that. I just have a stick here. And I can kind of feel where it's kind of bottoming out down in here somewhere, and it kind of feels spongy. Alright, I found one that's a little bit longer. So I'm hoping that we can poke down in there. Alright, so I've got my garden hose going down in here. It's right on the outside of that window, into that compartment where the water is located. And I'm hoping that we can kind of get it to basically flush out the drain. Mom's helping me here. So where is it? It's coming out right down here?
It's like spreading that way.
Oh wow. So I feel like that's a good sign. That's like way more water flow than was before. I think I feel kind of a channel. But I kind of felt where it was coming down. So we'll get something so that hopefully we can poke up in there. A little metal poker. Don't get your arm stuck.
Get like a stick that you can turn around.
It has a point on it, but it's not too sharp. It definitely seems to be draining faster than it was before. I'm gonna work it a little bit longer, and I'll let you guys know what the final observations are.